Hey Aries, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your month of May general reading. Let's talk about your meditation. I'm living for it, actually. So I heard this song. I think this is how it goes. It's like the ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. It was that song, and I saw all these ants, but it was like really happy working energy. I saw these ants marching around, and then one ant that I felt like was representing you guys as a collective grow to like mega size, and then I saw that ant it was very funny and amazing, being commemorated by statue. Like there was a statue made of this one particular, a la the Aries collective, and being like for years to come, people coming and laying offerings down at this statue of this ant who just did all these great and amazing things. I got that, like, how amazing is that? Like, I'm living for this. I feel like you're in a position in May where you are really, really, really doing well. But it's more than that. I feel like you're the example somehow, where it's like you're either in a position to help others from the benefit of your wisdom or perspective or counsel or whatever have you, or you're in a position where what you do has a great and lasting and profound effect on either the people in your direct atmosphere or an even larger scale. And you may or may not even be aware of how much, okay? But it just feels like you are just, right on the money. And it just feels like what you're doing now, it just feels like you're in a really beautiful, aligned, working, like happy working energy. You know what I mean? Oh my God, are you kidding me? The cheetah. This is making a lot of sense. So this is speed, you don't say, but it's also moving forward. And who else got this? Your fellow fire sign of Leo got this as well. That might resonate for somebody. So the cheetah is not just about speed. It's about heading forward in a singular direction with a very clear and distinct purpose. So it's the opposite of busy work. Do you know what I mean? Let me break it to you this way, because this is coming through. So sometimes people can get an idea for something and they do a lot of work around it, but it's kind of more busy work because it didn't have a clear purpose or directive. It was just working for the sake of being busy, right? And then there's the kind of work that you do where it has huge benefits for yourself and others. And you can see it's that feeling of satisfaction of seeing the actual benefits in the 3D in actuality from the work that you do and put in. It feels so satisfying. So satisfying, I have to tell you. Okay, I'm seeing a very funny particular image. There's a restaurant, and it was a chain, but it was where I grew up. It's called Super Salad. And Super Salad was like one of my favorites, but part of what made that place so great and why I feel like it's coming up for y'all, holler at me in the comments if y'all can get down with the Super Salad. But it was like there was a lot of optionality, and there was a way of you could pick whatever you wanted, making your own salad with all these different ingredients, and you could just live your best life. And then you could head over the potato counter, put whatever toppings on your potato. And then there was different kinds of breads and pudding and dessert. And by the time you got your tray back to your table, it was like looking at like, oh my God, look at all this stuff I put together on my own, as opposed to just ordering something off of a menu and having it pre-made, like, delivered to you in a certain way. This was like, you are taking part, and it feels like almost like being a great creator or an artisan, but it does feel work driven, and it just feels like you're focused on something and moving ahead and keep it moving. I'm hearing not just one foot in front of the other, but like you're just like hopping and skipping and leaping in a really beautiful way. This cheetah energy, that is the alchemical sign for fire, and you are fire signs, which is another way of saying that you are in your element. And see how this is reverbing off with the lower base chakras here? So this is like, it starts here, kind of looks like a fingerprint, right? You're having a big, massive effect on those around you. Does that make sense? What you're doing affects a lot of other people. It's very cool. It's very cool, actually. And right in line with your card of the Emperor, right? Which is that dad archetype, the boss archetype, that being the example, right? Okay. So we got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So let's talk about this. So in the upright, the Five of Pentacles is feeling separate, Feeling separate from what you desire, feeling separate from yourself, feeling left out in the cold, as it were, right? And it's that feeling of discontent, like I'm not where I'm meant to be. I don't feel like myself. I like that it came up in reverse, and let's talk about why. Because the Five of Pentacles, first of all, the number 5 is I'm going to hold it up right because that drives me nuts. But Five of Pentacles, you know, the 5 is the number that denotes change. And I feel like this is speaking to the fact that you've hit your stride around the change that has been going on. Does that make sense? Especially if you've been in a place. Oh, we're talking about the 5th month. May. Okay. I also feel like it's an aspect of you're hitting your stride in a way where your progress will be made in leaps and bounds type of deal. This is especially resonant, and I feel like clicking in for those of you who maybe stumbled a bit or kind of had to get your footing, or it took you a minute, and you may have started feeling like this Five of Pentacles place, like, oh my God, you know, maybe some plans got changed or some disappointment somewhere around everything, and you're having to adapt and be flexible, which can be difficult for an Aries because you guys, not for every Aries, okay, and it has a lot to do with the other sign placements as well. But as an Aries, and think about the Emperor is very black and white. The Emperor is there's one best way to do things, and I know what it is. And I say that with love. We need emperors in this life. We need the emperors to hold it down, okay? Which is making sense with that bronze statue of the worker ant that a lot of people came and made offerings to and looked up to, like as a national monument type deal. So this is really making sense, but it feels like you have found your footing and you're feeling like, I'm gonna work with what I got. And it feels really good and productive. It feels really, really good and productive, and I like it. I like it a lot. But I feel like also by doing that and stepping into that energy, you're really helping others around you do the same. Does that make sense? You know, sometimes just being the example is the best thing that you could do and be, because people are like, oh my God, like look at how they're handling this. Look at what they're doing. And I literally cannot with you because it's too good. The Star, wish fulfillment. Being exactly where you're meant to be, fame and spotlight. Now, let's talk. Because I definitely saw this statue being like mounted and a lot of people coming to you and you having a great effect on other people. This is exactly what I was seeing. This is Aquarius energy here. It's really stunning and beautiful. But I do want to point something out. Aquarius is a fixed sign. So remember what I was saying about that Emperor being a little stubborn or immovable or kind of like, right, kind of fighting it? I feel like that's again what this is saying. Is you really are working with what you have. And I really do feel like you're like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit for you, a little bit for me, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But again, this is about being in the spotlight, being in a position of place, authority, and power, having other people turn to you for your example, for your words of advice, for your help, for your counsel. I feel like you're deriving a whole lot of satisfaction in being there for other people right now. And I feel like for some of you, it's very direct, where you're actually talking to them on the phone and talking them through things. So you're helping them, you know, work through obstacles or coming up with creative solutions and ideas. And others, you're just doing it for yourself, and others are like, wow, you're the example, whether you realize it or not. But this is being in the spotlight, having attention on you, and wish fulfillment. I love it. Six of Swords. This is beautiful. This is moving on to calmer times, clear head. This is moving away from troubled times is what this is. You know, this is that feeling of like I am moving on into somewhere new that just fits me really well. And I do feel like this is a transformative time of change for you. But I like that it's progress that's happening in leap and bound. Look at all this movement we have here with the cheetah. Because what's beautiful about this is it's not being forced upon you. This is something that you decide to do. Or if it is something out of your control, you take ownership of it. And you're making the best. You are making lemonade. But not just that, you're making like a spiced lemonade. Like a spicy, yummy cayenne lemonade. Does anyone else love cayenne? I love cayenne lemonade. But that's what it is. And you are moving on. But I also see how this person is moving the boat. I feel like this is you and this is other people around you. This is what you're doing for others. And you're like, hey, follow me. I got this. You chill. I have got this. I literally have your back. And look how this kind of looks like a wand, which is lining up with your fire sign selves here. Aries, thank you for doing what you're doing. This is really beautiful. Five of Pentacles. You're my last reading for this round, and you're really feeling like you're in alignment and really being the example, and I'm really happy to see it. And I want to say, like, thank you. It's very cool. Ace of Cups, it should come as no surprise. This is an abundance of love, intuitive insight, unconditional self-love, and love for others. See, you got a big heart. You're extending it to others. People are really getting a lot of help from you. You know, this is really beautiful. I feel like you're clicked in with your instinct in a way. And yes, because the star is also about intuition as well, the Aquarius energy. But I want to say instinct, a la the cheetah. There's not a whole, okay, I want to talk about Aries, god of war. So in a time of war, what Aries pretty much encapsulates is you plan, but in the moment, there's no time to second guess yourself. You just got to move. You got to go on your instinct. You got to move ahead. I'm getting that image of Wonder Woman in the movie where they're in war, and she just goes strutting down the battlefield like facing these bullets, and she inspires all of the soldiers behind her who have been at a stalemate in this battle position for a really long time to break through the line and go into battle and end it, and they win. That's you. You are Wonder Woman, doesn't matter your gender. You are breaking through that front line and doing so good by your example and by your bravery and by your purpose, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay, the star. I'm so obsessed. Okay, 7 of Cups to clarify the star. So this is really beautiful because do you see the points of illumination here? Do you see it's a 7 cups and it's like, there's a lot of different options here. There's a lot of different ways that this could go. Which cup is my cup? Which cup is my cup? And then there's this element of this being hidden, but you knowing instinctually which cup is yours and which way to go. Again, we're going back to this instinctual place here. But again, it's illuminated to you and you're feeling very good and clear about the road ahead for yourself. There's just, you know what it is? Sometimes I can best describe things by a lack of something. And I feel like describing this by saying that there's a lack of second guessing. If you've been in a place of second guessing, then this should come as very good news. You know what I mean? But it really feels really, 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 really beautiful and good. You know, I'm drawn to the snake here that is wrapped around this dude's waist. Snakes represent healing and transformation, shedding one's skin and going to a new phase. Again, with the 6 of Swords and the star energy here, you are just instinctually focused. He's not overwhelmed by all this stuff going on behind him. He's like, I know what it is. I know what's mine. I know the way forward. And I can't tell you how, but I just feel it instinctually. And I really love it. Just showed up in your own reading, King of Wands. This is you. This is exactly you. This is what I've been saying. So King of Wands, you showing up in your masculine form. Like I said, this is very masculine energy in this reading, yeah? With the cheetah here, very masculine energy here. So why I really love the King of Wands also, you know, is because, well, first of all, Wands rule the realm of passion and desire and instinct, right? So I just, there's a, you know, all this themage here. But the king knows when to be active and when to be still. So and because of that, he never misses his mark and he never uses energy unwisely. He always has exactly as much energy as he needs because he doesn't do busy work. He doesn't, you know, move on things that are not his or just to stay, you know, sort of distracted or just like for the sake of doing it. He's purposeful and focused. He's also, you know, a great artist and creator. But again, there's this energy of fire and instinct and passion that's really working for you here. And I'm hearing that your natural element of fire is about transformation. And so because of that, and also snake is fire energy, by the way. So around that, this is your time, right? That we're in a time of, you know, global transformation. As Aries, as the god of war, as the fire sign that you are, as the emperor, you are stepping into your power and you are in a unique position to lead the way on this and do a lot of good in doing so. And I love this for you. It's so, so, so beautiful, right? You're the way maker, you're the way shower, you are the example, you are the emperor. It's really beautiful. You know, I feel like some of you guys are contemplating moving as well. For a group of y'all, could be moving jobs, but for some of you guys are literally actually considering moving geographical locations or moving homes. I feel like you're using this time to go, you know what? The reason that I moved to this place or in this city or wherever you are, the reasons don't really hold up anymore. And now I'm feeling differently. And I'm kind of thinking about what life might be like somewhere else. And you're using this time to get very specific about that. And then you might be, or even planning some sort of trip in the future where you're like, you know what? Once things sort of normalize to a certain extent, then I can, you know, make some moves about, because there's something about this time, you had to stumble in order to catch your balance a bit. And it was about really turning into yourself, self-soothing, and getting where you needed to be so that you could turn out and really help others in a big way, be the example, like I said. But some of y'all are like, you know what? This is really highlighting because I'm really starting to see in a real way. And I don't say this to be dark, but it's like tomorrow isn't promised. But that's always been the case. It's just like now it's pronounced in a new way. And if that's the thing, then I'm no longer going to spend time doing work that doesn't fulfill me. I'm no longer going to spend time living in a major city with no backyard and no green space and no clean air when I really want to live on the outskirts in the country. But I thought it would be smarter to live here for job opportunities. See what I'm saying? There's this change from pragmatic thinking to passion thinking. And what you're starting to see too, and what you're going to see actually, especially going into June with this 6 here, is that going from a place of instinct is going to yield great benefits and great returns and rewards for you. So you're going, I'm going to follow my instinct, and then the right job is going to pop up wherever you move. You see what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. And that's the King of Wands all day, every day. He goes from a place of instinct, and then he always ends up exactly, with what's best for him because he trusts it. He always knows, he also knows when something isn't right for him, so he's not afraid to say no, right? But not in a cutting way like King of Swords. It's more, I'm going to say no, but no thank you. Can I mix you a martini? You know what I mean? He's very charismatic as well, and there's something about that, right? It's really, really beautiful. Look at the bottom of the deck. We have Ace of Wands here. Beautiful energy here. Back to that salamander fire energy here. You're really in this beautiful fire. It's just fire all over this darn thing. You're really in a beautiful place, and I'm really happy for you. It feels really, really good. Let's go ahead and get y'all an animal oracle. I can't tell you how active this feels, but purposefully active and actively purposeful, just purposeful, Okay. Don't judge a cheetah by its spots. Ooh, jaguar at the bottom. Speaking of spots. There's something here. You might surprise others around you with some of these changes that you're thinking about making or implementing, or this change in your demeanor. There's something to that. I can hear people going, oh, I'm surprised, or oh, you're going to move where? You're going to do what? But what's really cool about it is you're like, you don't care. You're like, whatever, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm feeling really good about it. And because I feel really good about it, like other people's opinions or reactions aren't going to sway me. It just feels really good. Fierceness, Wolverine. Here's the number 5. Were we not talking about the 5 of Pentacles and how that's the number of change? And then you have Wolverine, fierceness. Does this not look like Aries, god of war, with the flaming sword going into war? This is about surmounting your obstacles and coming. This is exactly what we've been. This is the perfect embodiment of everything that I've been feeling and saying. Also, I want to point something interesting out. Well, did you know that Wolverines are the natural enemy of the wolf? And wolves represent instinct? Something to that. Feels a bit mysterious. But yes, so not that your instinct is your enemy. It's just something about that. But yeah, Wolverine fierceness. This is standing on top of your obstacles and standing on top of this time and just going, I am going and moving forward with my flaming sword and my shield. And I am feeling the inner fire inside of me and the sense of confidence and purpose and direction and flow and forward movement and virile energy that is just absolutely catapulting you and fueling you forward exactly in the direction that you're meant to be. In any spaces of your life or in any areas that you felt confused or unsure of, that you were shifting your feet around, you are real clear about it now. And you are running right towards your North Star. And I really, really like it because, like I said, I'm really attracted to this lack of second guessing that I'm feeling. Like it's a sincere lack of second guessing. And there's something to that about me wanting to describe this reading about less about what is here and more about what isn't there. Isn't that fascinating? Because your first card was also in reverse. I find that really, really fascinating to me. I'm also hearing some of you guys have become pros at self-soothing. Okay? Self-soothing. That's for someone. You've become really good, really proficient at self-soothing. Okay, and I do feel like you are the example, that the help and the changes that you're making within your own life may be that you do this and you impress people, and then they, in turn, you inspire them to make changes in their life. See how that's going? It's like everything that you do has a considerable impact on those around you, either on a large and or small scale, right? Aries, I am impressed to death by this reading and I love it for you. This was your general May reading. I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I love reading your comments. Holler at me in the comment section. Let me know what's going on. How it is sitting with you, my beautiful emperors. And with that being said, just thank you so much for being here. But most of all, and as always, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.